Okay, so here we have a standard Magento retail store. And what I'm going to do is to create a simple order, just consisting of a couple of items that we've already synced from Sage up into Magento using IMan. So I'm going to create an order just consisting of a couple of items, add to the cart, and I'm now going to go through the checkout process. If we had an integrated payment processor, then obviously that would be part of the standard checkout. But here I'm just placing an order. So that order has been placed. We now have order number 74. So what I'm going to do now is to switch over to IMan and run the integration manually. Now in a normal scenario, you're going to have the integration run on a schedule. But here I'm running the integration manually for demonstration purposes. You have the ability to control the frequency of the integration to run as quickly or as infrequently as you want. If you want to have the orders come from Magento into Sage as quickly as possible, then you set up a high-frequency schedule perhaps every couple of minutes, or if you want to have the orders being synced once or twice a day, then you can set up daily schedules. Here I'm going to leave the frequency set to now to run the integration on demand. I'm going to press the green tick, and in a moment, on the right-hand side, the integration will start. It'll look to Magento to pull down any orders which have not yet been sent and post them through into Sage. Okay, so that's completed successfully. What you're looking at here is the audit report, and this lists the different transactions processed, generated, and any errors. Here, we've optionally configured the integration to create a customer record based off the checkout email of the customer on creation. Now, we haven't created a customer record because the customer has already placed an order through Magento. But we have the ability to configure the integration to either create a unique customer based off some criteria or to post customers to a generic web sales account. We've obviously created the order here, so we've processed one order. We've imported one, we've had no errors, we've got the Magento order ID followed by the Sage generated order number. We optionally also have enabled the Dropship purchase order creation process. So this can be either enabled or disabled, just depending on the type of business. Here we have the dropship order creation enabled. So here we've created a single purchase order on the back of that single sales order. And that purchase order is 132 in Sage 300. We've exported the PO through to a PDF format, and we've emailed that directly to the supplier so it can be fulfilled. Now, the reason why we have one purchase order here is because a single supplier is going to be fulfilling both items on the order. So that's the reason why I've just got a single PO. If we had different suppliers fulfilling the different items, then we'd have multiple POs. So that's completed successfully. But before I show the orders in Sage 300, I'm going to jump over back to Magento and actually show you the order, which has been downloaded from the admin backend. So I switch over to Magento, go to Sales, we go to Order 74. If we scroll down to the bottom, we can see that the status here is downloaded, and we've left a note against the order, which indicates the Sage 300 order number and the integration, either success or failure. The way that we query Magento is through the order statuses. So here we're marking the order as being downloaded. If there was an error during the integration, we would mark the order as having an error status. And that way, you can quickly review from the Magento admin whether an order or orders have been successfully integrated or not. If we now return to Sage 300, go over to Order Entry. Here's the order which has been integrated from Magento into Sage. We can see that the order 74 is the Magento order. We have the two items on the order that were purchased, and we also have the shipping charge. Obviously, the quantities to come across, and we have the unit price as it was calculated with any discounts coming through from Magento into Sage. Now, as I said, we're also generating a purchase order on the back of the order. So I'm going to switch over to Outlook and show you the PO, which has been generated and sent directly to the supplier. In this case is myself. If I move over, we can see the PO 132 has been sent. So here we have the standard Sage 300 purchase order form, which has been generated by IMan. We can see that the two items here, the lamp, the bulb, and we're recording the dropship information so that it can be sent directly to the customer. The thing to note is that we can customize the purchase order template. We can attach additional file types, so if you need to exchange electronically with your supplier, then we can generate different file types, XML, JSON, etc. And this is just an example of how we can automate additional order processes using IMan. I'm going to return to the order, and I'm now going to ship the order in Sage and going to run the corresponding shipment upload to take the shipment and to sync it back to Magento. So enter the order number. I'm going to record some additional tracking info, so I'm going to record the courier. If we had IMan to integrate with your couriers, then we can have that automation automatically being synced from your courier or a solution such as ShipStation so that it automatically updates Sage. But here, I'm just recording a fictitious tracking number. I'm going to part ship one of the lines to show you a partial fulfillment. So I'm going to record 2 and 2. So 1 is going to remain on back order. So I'm going to post the shipment. We now have a shipment which has been generated, and I'm now going to switch over to IMan to run the corresponding shipment. Upload to replicate or sync this record. So I choose the shipment upload integration, and I have exactly the same scheduling capabilities as I do with the order downloads. So this can be changed to run as frequently or as infrequently as you wish. I press the green tick to initiate the process, and in a moment on the right-hand side, the integration will start. So this process was completed successfully. We've synced a shipment to Magento. So here we've got one shipment processed. 0 errors, we've got the Magento order ID, the Sage shipment number, and the tracking number. We've optionally also enabled the ability to generate the invoice as part of the shipment process, and similarly as to the way that we distributed the PO. That was generated for the dropship. We're doing the same with the customer invoice. Again, this can be optionally enabled or disabled depending on your processes. Here, we're sort of mimicking what may happen with a trade Magento site, where your customers are not paying through checkout, and when you ship the order, you wish to send them the invoice so that they can pay on account. So we've printed the invoice using Sage's standard forms, and we've emailed this directly to the customer. Just before I show you those, I'm going to jump over to Magento to show you the shipment that was generated in Magento. We now have the quantity shipped as come across. And if I go across to the shipments, I can view the shipment there with my tracking number that I recorded in Sage300 has come across. So that's completed the round trip between Magento and Sage300. And now I'm going to show you the invoice that was generated and emailed directly to the customer. So here we have the invoice, and it's been generated in the same manner as the purchase order. Template can be changed. We can customize your logos, etc. We can include anything on this email. Double-click to open the invoice. And this is the standard Sage300 form. So if you have a customized form, then we can obviously print export that how you wish. That's concluded the demonstration showing you a full order cycle for a retail or B2C store.